everybody. I'm just making a quick video about a subject that I have most recently experienced whilst being pregnant with my second, and it's called coping with gender disappointment. Now, gender disappointment is a subject that many women don't want to talk about. We're not able to talk about it because, it makes you feel guilty, you feel embarrassed, you feel ashamed for even feeling the way that you do. Now, most pregnant women, when you ask them, what are you expecting? Do you want a boy or a girl? I think most women would really say to you, I don't mind what I have as long as it's a healthy baby. But I think deep down, most people really know what they would prefer to have. I mean, you do have some people who are okay with, just any child, especially if it's their first, and their thought process is, well, I don't have either. Well, you have many, many women who just know that they either want a boy or a girl. And like myself, you could go along and buy lots of unisex baby clothes, but at the end of the day, it all boils down to how you feel when, it's revealed to you at your scan that you are having whatever you are having. Now, I recently experienced this. This is my second baby. I am currently 22 weeks pregnant. I'm very, very excited. If you have watched any of my videos, then you would know that my first baby was a stillbirth, and she died when I was 39 weeks pregnant at birth. So it was a horrible experience for me, and I didn't realize that experience actually made me prefer a particular gender in this baby. Now, before I move forward to talking about my story, I just want to talk about some of the reasons why people might prefer children of a baby of a particular gender. Now, one of the reasons, especially being an African woman myself, one of the main reasons why some people might prefer a particular gender is probably pressure from family. Now, this is a horrible thing. I can tell you from personal experience that my mum's family, my mum's mum, so my grandmother, actually had 12 children, and 2 of them are boys. So she had 10 girls first, and then she had 2 boys. Now, the reason she had 10 girls is because she really just wanted a boy. And my mum was the first girl. And my mum said to me that, every time my grandmother would find out she was pregnant, or, back then they didn't have scans, they would find out at birth. So every time she gave birth, she would cry because she had yet another girl, and she had 10 girls, and she kept going so that she could have her boy. Now, this isn't just my family. This is a lot of people. I think most people, especially if you're from an African background or whatever culture you may be from, you may know a bit of what I'm talking about, where the culture really, really prefers for the first child to be a boy. Now, like I said to you, I had a stillbirth just last year, and my first was actually a girl. And I was happy to be having a girl. In fact, I really, really, really desperately wanted a girl. I'm not into tradition, and I'm not into culture. I'm just into, having whatever it is I want, and that's a girl. And so that was the first reason. So it's family, pressures from family. Another reason why some women might prefer a particular gender is if they have been sexually abused, or they've had a poor male role model. So a woman who maybe hasn't had a very good relationship with her father, or men in general, might feel a disconnect with boys. Might feel that perhaps she would do a lot better with having baby girls because she might not know how to cope with a boy, and because she might just think that every guy is the same as the role model that she has had in her life. So for that reason, she may prefer a boy. That's the second reason. Another reason why some people might prefer a particular gender is if they already, of course, have children of a particular gender. So if you've had, say, 2 or 3 girls, you might really want a boy. Perhaps you have decided within your heart that this is your last baby, and you've already got girls, so I'm gonna want a boy. Or you've already got boys, and so I'm gonna want a girl. So you already have that. Now, the final reason that I have why a person might want a particular gender is, of course, if they have lost a baby of that gender. Now, like I said earlier, because I had lost a girl, I didn't actually realize that I desperately just wanted a girl. Now, from my research, I have seen that if you've had a stillbirth or if you've lost a baby during pregnancy, some women actually go the opposite way. Some women actually decide that, you know, I lost a girl, I just don't want any more girl, I just don't want to be pregnant with a girl again, it was too traumatic. So they would prefer to be pregnant with a boy because it would make the pregnancy new and different for them. However, other women, such as myself, I think because I had lost a girl, I just desperately wanted a girl. So that's why I had a gender preference. But to be honest with you, I didn't even know I had a gender preference. I was like, you know, every woman who says, I just want a healthy baby. And I did buy unisex baby grows. Unisex, who wants a unisex baby? You really did not know what you want. Unisex baby grows I bought, and I had names for a boy and names for a girl. But I must say that I should have really known, because my list of names for a girl was 3 times as long as the list of names for a boy. So, you know, and so I had my scan last week, and it was my 20-week scan, my anomaly scan, and I literally lay there. And as the lady was scanning me, she showed the glory on the screen, and I saw immediately that it was a boy. And I just went, what? And then she went, oh, did you want to know the sex of your baby? Really? Now you ask me? I mean, if I didn't want to know, now I know. Thank you very much. But, you know, thankfully my husband was right there next to me, and he had, you know, a totally different reaction. He was like, oh, it's a boy. And I did start crying. I started crying, and immediately I just felt really, really overwhelmed with brand new emotions, because I've had to cope with being pregnant with a girl, and I had fallen in love with the idea of being pregnant with a girl the first time, and I had lost my girl. And now, you know, I was coping with just being pregnant, but deep down I was hoping, you know, just to continue with the fantasy of having a girl and so on. But, you know, the scan was saying something different. But one thing I must say is that I just loved my baby, you know, so it wasn't about the fact that I was having a boy or a girl. It's the fact that I love my child, whoever you are, whether you are a boy or a girl. But deep down, I think as women, especially if you're a woman watching this and you have lost a child before, you will understand where I'm coming from when I say that deep down you do really just have a preference. So I'm making this video to share with you ways that I have coped with having a baby boy. First of all, I just like to say that, you know, being disappointed at the gender reveal is natural. It really is. It's got to be the first thing that has to be said about this. And it's a bit of a taboo to actually say to somebody that you were disappointed, especially when you're dealing with the possible response that you could get. I mean, I sent a text in my, you know, a couple of days of being down. I sent a text message to an older woman who, you know, kind of looks after me. And I just said, I've been feeling down because, you know, I got some, you know, I found out what I'm having, and, you know, it did make me feel down. And though I appreciate and I love my baby very much, I couldn't help but feel disappointed. And her response was, I know people who have been looking to have a baby for 20 years. They would just die to be pregnant right now. So basically she was more or less saying, how dare you be disappointed? And I just kind of thought, you know, that's not fair. This is the exact reason why women don't talk. And the problem with not talking about these things is you run the risk of going through your pregnancy feeling disappointed or feeling a disconnect with your baby because you feel a certain emotion which society, some members of the society might tell you is the wrong emotion to feel. And because you never get it off your chest, you run the risk of just having the rest of whatever term you have remaining of your pregnancy just not really enjoying it. And this is just not an option for me, and I really hope you watching this, it's not an option for you. I want to enjoy my pregnancy, whether I'm having a boy or a girl. I want to get to a stage where that's irrelevant. I'm just happy to be pregnant. So I've had to really do some things deliberately to get me to that stage. So here are some of the things I've done to get me to that stage.